Hello folks. So I thought let me make a very quick video on this transit that is putting Ketu in the spotlight. Right, like March 29th we have a solar eclipse in Pisces. March 29th we have Saturn moving into Pisces for its 2.5-year stay. March 29th, we have a Shrapat Dosh happening with the close conjunction of Rahu and Saturn in Pisces in Purva Bhadrapada. March 29th, we have a retrograde exalted Venus connecting with the retrograde debilitated Mercury in Pisces in Uttara Bhadrapada. Jupiter is indirectly participating, right, through a Parivartan Yoga with Venus because it's sitting in Venus' sign in Taurus. So what about Ketu and what about Mars? Ketu is in Virgo, receiving Mars's fourth aspect from Gemini. And Jupiter is in Taurus, sending its fifth aspect to Ketu. So Virgo is the most sensitized place right now, the place of activity. I mean, yes, do check where Virgo and Pisces, that axis falls in your chart, right? That's the area to exercise caution. But for everyone, right, Virgo is disputes, it's challenges, it's problems, it's health issues that can just crop out of nowhere. And with Jupiter's aspect, you will find the solution, but it's getting highlighted at this time. If you never believed in omens, you will now, because events that occur around this time will be sudden, unexpected, fateful, and destined. At the very least, you'll get a hint of what is to come. Right? Like the hand of the divine is basically like playing a big role now. Life direction will bring irreversible shifts for many people. There could be separations, there could be breakups, losses for some. So whatever it is that you're dealing with, see if you can slow it down, the process, or see if you can withdraw a little bit. At least until Venus turns direct in mid-April, right? Some people can be just experiencing something simple as like distance from loved ones, right? Physical distance, mental distance, a disconnect of sorts. Because of this Shrapat Yoga happening with Rahu and Saturn conjunction, and it's happening in Pisces, there's basically like excessive vata. Right? Like too much air is leading to the imbalance because where it's taking place is in Pisces. So this can create like stormy waters in your life, in nature. And in this way it can lead to forced change. Maybe you don't have much of a say in the hand that's being played. Sudden events. Doors opening for some people that seemed impossible. But there could also be for some people defamation, disgrace, imprisonment, isolation. I mean, back to the basics here for a moment. You do have to check whether that is indicated in your birth chart and what dasha you're experiencing, right? Do you know what I mean? Even if it's a difficult dasha, is there imprisonment indicated in your chart? Or disgrace or defamation, whatever it is. So we have to see floods, oceans, we can see natural disasters. So it's a time of caution for these 6 weeks. From March 29th give or take a few days, right? It's not always exact, but give or take a few days. Until the beginning of May, at least. But the shifts are happening in May that will bring smoother waters instead of stormy waters. And that's with Rahu and Saturn, which I'll speak about in greater detail. So for 6 weeks, it is a time of caution, certainly for the that phase until Venus goes direct. You just may not be seeing something clearly. There can be a lot of travel abroad, move far away from the current residence, right? Can also manifest for many people. Sleep can be disturbed though, but dreams will be prophetic if you can learn to listen to your dreams. You may be returning to complete something that's unpleasant, right? Something that's uncomfortable, once and for all, in these 2 months, from March end till May end, certainly May middle by then. But I don't think you will need to wait till May middle to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think you will certainly be able to see that after the middle of April, and certainly by the end of April, early May. Yeah. Basically, this is past life karma coming to fruition in an intense way. So you may be thinking, well, what did I do? How did this happen? It may not be something that you've done in this lifetime, right? We've got the Shrub Yog. We've got 2 retrograde planets. Where is it taking place in Pisces? So it could very well be a past life thing that's coming to fruition. Purification. It's a cleansing energy as well. Your prarabdha karma is getting dissolved, right? In some area of your life. Virgo is a natural 6th house. It's getting activated. So be cautious of needless disputes, accidents, health issues, right? Arguments, unprovoked attacks. For some, it can just, as I said, highlight the problem so that you can resolve it once and for all, right? There is a dissolution, though. There is a dissolving happening here. You have to just let go a little bit and kind of trust, which will be difficult because you may have people that are quite sort of like aggressive and like trying to lead the way, my way or highway. You may be faced with that sort of opposition. You could be just simply like recalibrating your debts, your loans. Right, 6th house. Jupiter's aspect here tells us that the problem that's going to arise will come with a solution. Okay, so now who is the most impacted, right? Like, let's look at the dasha sequences that can point to some vulnerability, right? So if you're going through Ketu or Rahu or Saturn dasha, Mahadasha, right? Especially if it's Saturn Ketu, Saturn Rahu, Rahu Saturn, Rahu Ketu, Ketu Saturn, Ketu Rahu, right? So any of the combinations with Ketu Rahu or Saturn, right? So these tend to be anyway like vulnerable dasha sequences. Maybe your moon or lagna is in Virgo or Pisces. Maybe you're not in any of those dashas, but your moon or lagna is there. You are the dasha of a planet that's sitting in Virgo or Pisces, right? In fact, I would say exercise caution if any of the dual signs are in Kendra or they're being activated for you. I talk about remedies in the eclipse video, so go through that. Good bits with that Shrapat dosh, with the Rahu Saturn, it can bring wealth opportunities. The Parivartan exchange with Jupiter and Venus, that's you like tapping into that to get some relief. Strengthening of the two benefics, right? The two teachers. So take advice if you're unsure about how to proceed at this time, but don't like be too reactive. Like try not to be too reactive. It will be difficult with that Mars aspecting Ketu. These are powerful days for sadhana, right? Some of you can get some future prophecies at this time as well for what is to come. But if you're coming from a place of fear, you will be inclined to like panic and be reactive. And the fears will be there, like with all of the configurations happening. So surrender is very appropriate for Pisces. Someone from the past can resurface to help you, right? Especially a woman, close friend can bring some good news at this time. Yeah, so days to exercise caution really is, of course, the 6 weeks, but certainly like from March 28th till April 2nd or 3rd, that window, right? And we still see that Gal Sarp Yoga in activation. And actually Cancer and Navamsha is highly activated at this time as well, impacting water signs, right? The Moksha triangle is getting impacted. So we know something is ending, of course, right? April 13th, when that moon breaks the Kal Surp Yoga and the Cancer and Navamsha is less activated, is when you can feel relief. And then we would have crossed this vulnerable time as well by then. Yeah. All the best, folks. Cheers.